Action! Run!
I think his intent, I think he would like to be famous after he's dead. That's the route he's taking. No, I think he would like to be known for making the gritty, kind of pre-Tarantino style, just gritty, raw.
Yeah, I think his intention is like it's really hard these days. Like he's like a lot of us were of that nostalgic. Like the 70s were really like the high point of artistry in American cinema, and especially in mainstream cinema, and it was movies like Star Wars and Jaws that sort of made it so that nobody can compete with the big studios. Like the people,
Yeah.
like indie films have a hell of a time. They've had a hell of a time ever since then, and director-driven projects have had a hell of a time. And
Yeah.
he's I think just trying to fight that uphill battle to get like movies noticed that are these really small productions, movies that just barely manage to get made, where it's just like a labor of love kind of thing, and it's a lot of people coming together and doing something constructive with their time, because it's better than just sitting around at home waiting for the phone to ring. I think his first feature he did was Pale Blue Balloons, which you were in. That was like 2008.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then let's see, he would have done, it was like Bird in the Bush, which was like a screwball comedy. After The Minstrel Killer was The Scarlet Worm, which we made during the summer of 2010. It was a big production because it wasn't just Fredianelli, it was about 6 or 7 of us that really contributed a lot to that film. And that's the first one that got actual DVD distribution, and good.
A lot of press.
Yeah, a lot of good press.
I got in every online magazine there is. Good
Yeah.
write-ups. Didn't he cut a lot of his stuff early on?
I think he cuts all of his own stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done anything that he hasn't cut. He's a good editor.
He is a very good editor.
He's able to pull in a lot of that Sam Peckinpah type energy into, especially like the action scenes, the shootouts.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you have to learn to work at this accelerated pace when you're
Yeah.
like trespassing, basically.
Yeah. It's a thing to be able to brag to say you're a one-take wonder if you're an actor. You don't have much of a choice with Fredianelli's movies. You better have your shit down, because when he says, okay, rolling, that's all you got. Action. You do it through once, and he'll be moving on.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, hey, Michael, did you like that? Can we do? That was horrible. Can I do it again? He's already down the block, setting up for the next scene. You're like, but I said the wrong lines, and I spit, and I blinked, and gone.
I think the very, very first shoot I did with him, the first time I pointed a camera at him and had it rolling, it was just him walking up some stairs in front of a subway station. And I think Fredianelli was walking up into the shot. It was like this perfectly framed, nice shot of him. And then he just stopped halfway through and was looking, and was like, oh. And I looked behind me, and there was a security guard standing right there. He was like, that's it, fellas. Time to close it up. Close it up.
One night, we were shooting a scene where my buddy and I, in the movie, we're supposed to go rob a drug dealer's house. And it's supposed to be the middle of the night, and we're supposed to be crawling through bushes with guns, about to burst in or sneak in and rob this guy. So there we were. We drive down. We're in San Jose, and we pull up. It's midnight, and we pull up in front of some house, a little quiet bedroom neighborhood. I say, Mike, is this? Do you have? I mean, do these? Do you? Where are we? And he goes, oh, don't worry about it. It's my grandparents' house. And I'm like, okay. Do they know we're gonna be here? And he's like, well, no, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? We're gonna get killed. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Let's just do it. And you know how he is. It's just go. Here, we're here. Let's do it. The camera's out. We're shooting now. And all of a sudden, of course, 2 San Jose police PDs come flying up with the lights going and the sirens. Doors fly out. The cops are with the guns. When we get it all talked out, calm down, the cops finally drive off. Michael says, okay, I know this other place we can go. I'm like, no, fuck you, man, no way.
I've been so close to being arrested, or I from the get-go, in the back of my mind, I'm having this paranoid. I'm wondering if this guy is just trying to get me arrested or killed, or both, or what. Like, the first movie I shot with him was Xenobites. I didn't work on any of the scenes with Kevin here because I was just passing through San Jose on my way when I was moving down here, and he managed to squeeze in shooting like 5 or 6 scenes. And I know like none of these places had any permission to shoot, and one was this office building that I think he'd been working at.
Yeah.
And he got fake blood and stuff everywhere because I think they were planning on moving, but they ended up not. And then when they came back to this building, his employers were really wondering what all this fake blood was doing all over the place.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, we've filmed in some places you're not supposed to film. That's for sure. He made me shoot in a casino a little bit for Hierarchy, you know, with all those millions of cameras in the sky watching, and he's all there acting and on the phone. And we did this whole shootout on this train track in San Jose for the movie The Big Sleaze. And Fredianelli, this guy is crazy. He has like no regard for his own life. He doesn't even feel hunger or lack of energy or anything when he's working on these movies. I know he went like a whole day without eating when he was doing one of these. And there he is, like on the train tracks, jumping in front of trains, like in front of the actors, like he's taking bullets, he's doing these hard falls, and he's not like it's like he doesn't even feel it. Like he's just so caught up in this filmmaking whirlwind.
He might be an alien.
Yeah.
That would answer a lot of questions.
Exactly. And then later on, though, when we were getting blood everywhere, I noticed the construction workers across the way were on the phone, and one guy was like swaying back and forth, like he was nervous, and I'm like, yeah, he's totally calling the cops. So we got our coverage done, and we just booked it to the cars as quick as we could, and we roared out of there. And as we were leaving, at the very moment when we were getting out of the parking lot, when we'd just gotten far enough away where it wasn't obvious we were coming out of the train tracks parking lot, that's when all these cop cars with their lights on came like roaring in with their sirens, and we just barely didn't get arrested by the skin of our ass. It's like a higher power was watching over us, or I noticed a couple points where he didn't get that lucky, where I guess he's been handcuffed and slammed on the hood of a car in front of his horrified actors.
Doesn't surprise me.
He's done some early ones where it's like it starts with a car chase, and there's his ubiquitous 2005 silver Mustang just weaving in and out of traffic as a.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how the hell he's not getting arrested, or at least getting tickets or traffic. Maybe he has. He'd have to tell you that. But yeah, that's that impressive. The sheer audacity of these films is what makes just like what made, I think, Jackass and C3Y2K and Tom Green Show and all these movies or shows where people just go around messing, like Borat, and Fredianelli was able to work that into these like feature-length dramatic films where you see the general public in the background in a lot of these shots. Especially like there's people like shooting each other or beating each other in the foreground, and in the background you've got unsuspecting bystanders like wandering, but like look like what the hell is going on there?
Yeah, and it happens so fast, and then they're gone. Mm-hmm. That they don't come over and say, "Oh, is it a movie? What are you doing?" No, you're gone by then. In every single one of his movies that I've seen, he gets shot, beat up, spit on. He's got a thing. He's got a masochistic streak in him.
He has to have a scene where he's like slapping a girl or beating a girl up.
Always.
Yeah. You know, racism. He has to have like a real
racism.
Yeah, some over-the-top racism.
I was going to bring that up next, actually. I'm surprised at what he's gotten away with. I mean, I understand that it's always in the storyline of the movie. But again, in his inimitable style, he goes for it. And so it's like in your face.
But yeah, I guess it adds to what makes the movie so memorable, though. It gives it this weight and this gravity. But I don't know where it's coming from. I think that's maybe like the last frontier when it comes to exploitation film, because like you can't really get more sex and more violence than we've got. So the last boundary really is the racism.
What I admire most about Michael Fredianelli as a filmmaker is that he just gets it done.
Yeah, no, I know so many guys that are like have been working on a film in pre-production for like a decade, and it still hasn't gone anywhere. And whereas Fredianelli he has the opposite problem. He'll just go out and do it, whether he's like prepared or not. And I mean, how many?
There's the active. There it is.
Yeah, I
Whether
think
he's prepared or not.
Yeah, that takes away like all those filmmakers that those wannabes that they just need that one extra couple of bucks to get their movie financed or whatever. Like they've lost their right to complain because like look at guys like Fredianelli, like he doesn't have that extra dollar, he doesn't have financing, Fuck, and he's still out there making movies. It doesn't. This money thing isn't the boundary that it used to be. Yeah, these movies are definitely the product of a lot of obsession maybe, but certainly a lot of love. I gotta give them that. I don't know if that just sounds cheesy as all hell, but I think they come from a good place.
We've done enough cutting them down this interview.
Yeah.
We can build them back up a little. We love you, Michael. Anytime, give me a call.